Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your preferred time is. Might be evening where some of you are. So, welcome to the show. It's so awesome to be back. It has been really busy, and I have been battling like an illness for about 6 weeks. But I'm all right now. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Let me see who all's here. Wow, we got a lot. We got family with Mindful of Health. How are you? Kitty the Atheist is here. Amiga Nuts, what's going on? Let's see, we got CH2517 Joan. How you doing? We got Mistaken Reaper, Mr. Shadow Kitty. How y'all doing today? Okay, we got Woolly Ignorant. Proper giggle there. All right. I like that name. That's cool. Aranean Knight on Periscope. How are you? Pine Snakes here. What's going on, guys? Michael Roble. How are you? Nether. What's up? Nether 6. All righty. We missed you. I missed you guys too. I'm glad you're here. Last Humanist, what's up? What's going on? Pocus Focus. I love all the different names. And I got my coffee. Yeah, so we can do it. A woman's place is in the resistance, right? We got it. We got Princess Leia going on here. May the Force be with you. So, today we're catching up on stuff. So I've had this weird stomach thing for about 6 weeks. Don't know what it is. Still don't know. It's been different. Up is the direction away from the center of gravity. There you go. Nether. Smart alecky, but science. It's all right. What's going on? Hey, hello, Dinah Cat Loves Me. And those of you who won the shirts, I'm sending them out this week. Tony technically won the 3rd shirt, and he's wanting to donate his to a raffle. And so what I think I'm going to do, because Tony wants to donate his, and so he wants to do like a raffle thing to benefit charity. And so I'm like, okay, Tony Designs. So that the 3rd shirt, and I've got Dinah gets one and Nether gets one. And I appreciate y'all's patience on that. It's been a madhouse, and I'll explain a bit. But I've got Dinah and Nether stuff. I'm going to be sending that out this week. I'm writing it. I keep a book now, guys. I don't just write it on receipts. I have an actual book now that I write stuff in. Isn't that's useful, right? For like stuff with the show, because it's been so busy. So I'm going to send that out this week for Nether and Dinah. I got your information still. I got it saved in the email for your sizes and your addresses. Okay. And then the 3rd one that Tony technically won, he wants to donate. So what I want to do, I'll post it on Twitter, and also, you can send me an email. What I want to do is people who donate at least $5 to any like Black Lives Matter. There's several GoFundMe's going around, or any kind of money associated with legal things to help protesters, or any kind of thing about anything that's associated with equal rights, with the civil rights, because right now we're in a really upsetting time. So if you donate at least $5 to any charity associated with progression of civil rights, any form you pick, DM me. You can DM me on Twitter, picture of the receipt. You can email it to me through my website. You can just, send it to me that way. And then I'll put your name in a raffle to win a free t-shirt. Has to be at least $5. You can donate however much you want, but at least $5 towards it. And I've been and I'm just, why am I doing this? Well, I haven't been terribly active this past month because I've been very just absorbed in a lot of work, and it's good work, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But what I'm doing is I'm donating all of my Patreon money. It just came through because I wasn't as active last month with my work, and I don't feel like I should, even though there are still costs associated with what I do, I feel like this is more important. So I'm donating all of my Patreon money to Black Lives Matter Atlanta, and I'm matching that with my own money. And so it'll be over $300 total, I think. And I've started various fundraisers for that, but I'm donating all of my Patreon money for this month to the Black Lives Matter movement in Atlanta, and I'm matching that as well. And so I don't want to tell you where to donate your $5 if there's a particular civil rights organization that you prefer. $5 minimum. DM it to me. Email it to me. Show me a picture of the receipt. I'll throw your name in a raffle, and I'll just pull it out randomly. If you donate multiple times, you can get multiple names in the raffle, but it has to be date stamped and not just the same donation. No cheating. Not that I think any of you guys, we don't have cheaters here. We have genuine good people, right? So do that. I think that's what I'm going to do with Tony's shirt. So that way we can kind of perpetuate that. And this is what it is. It's McBoomer's Rejects. Y'all know who that is. I ain't even got to say his name, whatever. Not even worth it. But, I have one. And this was a limited edition design along with a Geek Room. And I hand these out. This is going out to Nether and Dinah Cat Loves Me. And that's the Geek Room at the bottom. Original motion picture soundtrack based a little bit on Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects mixed with a bit of Kevin Smith. Hey. So there you go. So that's what I'm going to do with that third shirt. And I have my own thoughts on that. I'm not on the ground protesting. I have gone to protests in the past for science, for women, for things like that as well. But I'm in a position now to where I can actively use my platform to speak up about that. And I have been swamped to my eyeballs, probably beyond that with work. And so I'll explain that a little bit, and then we'll jump into the science stuff. So I have been sick for about 6 weeks. Not certain what it is. Didn't get a COVID test because I've had no fever. Just really bad GI stuff. And, I don't have to get into details about that. Y'all already know. You've been through there. So I think I'm finally over it. My symptoms have been present for 6 freaking weeks. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't think it was. It might be something else. I've been taking a new medication, but I took it for about a month before these symptoms showed up. So I don't know if it's the medication. Antibiotics didn't work. I've been taking probiotics. So it's just weird. It's just weird. And so, and I'm learning more that there's a small percentage of people who contract COVID who just have GI symptoms, no fever, no nothing. And so, and it's lasted as many as like 85 days. So I'm like, I'm not certain, but it's not been painful. It's just been unpleasant and icky. It's been unpleasant and icky, but that aside, I've also developed an online course for a college, guys. So I completely built an online course for a local college, and it's an institution I work with. It's an institution that that's part of my job, and so since a lot of post-secondary schools or colleges, universities essentially are moving to online, I was tasked with a job of building an online chemistry course. And I had a couple of weeks to do that. So I get to add that to my CV, online course developer, for chemistry, no doubt. And it's fun because I actually have used one of my videos from my work here as a part of that course. I have a video on thermodynamics because this is a general chemistry second semester course. And so, oh gosh, where's my list? Yeah, so here's my work list. If you're just curious, here's my work list. The first one was on solutions. So I came up with different modules. And so each module was focused on topic. And so I went through. First one was osmosis and osmotic pressure associated with solutions, vapor pressure, volatile solutions, colligative properties, Henry's law. And so a little preliminary notes there. And I've gotten my peer review notes back so I can go back through and tweak as I need. So I have been really busy. So this next week, even though the course technically launched on Tuesday, I'm going through and I'm tweaking things because it'll also be used through the summer and into the next academic year. And they'll use it for at least 3 years unless I need to change it. And if I need to change it, I'll get paid again. So yay! How exciting is that? So I have been working 12, 14-hour days trying to build this course in the span of a few weeks. So that's what I've been doing. So it's all related to science communication here. And in a few weeks, I hope that is college ruled paper. Well, this was just okay. So I have a lot of supplies left over from when I taught high school, and it's a lot of notebook paper, and it happened to be wide ruled. Wide ruled is really useful for students who have special needs. Some students don't have handwriting that's so great, and they need like wider rule paper in order to do that. So out of my own pocket, I still have a lot of school supplies from my high school teaching years. And I'm not teaching high school now, but I still have that, but that's okay. So I'm in college land, post-secondary in academia, and I'm working again just for the next year, and I'll be working. I need to check on this. I'll be working on undergraduate research. They want me to kind of work along and kind of learn how they do that department. It looks like they'll be handing that to me. So I have a lot of cool stuff happening, and it all kind of interwoven with what I do here. So it's really, really cool. And Taste of Science. I'm part of that organization, and we have dates. Taste of Science, the week of June 20th. We'll be doing an online event. We have Dr. Ian Bolton is going to be with us. Peasy Myers is going to be with us. And Dr. Amanda Glaze will be with us. And it'll be Taste of Science Unplugged, where we'll all just sit around and have a talk about different things going on in science, what their individual work is, how that overlaps. And they've all, spoken to each other before, and they've all been on my show before. So I'll be there kind of hosting that. And then that weekend we'll have on Taste of Science, we'll have me, I believe Katrina Coleman, she's a comedian, so she'll be on the show, and Hannibal and Monty. And we'll be talking about bad science. And it's going to be hilarious. And so just so you know, if you're curious, Taste of Science is nationwide. Let me pull up their website and you can have a look with me. All right. I'll catch up on the chat in a second, I promise. I kind of want to show you because part of what I wanted to do with what I do here is to have outreach within local communities. Well, Taste of Science already does that. So let me see if I can find, where is the thing? Here we go. All right. So here we go. So you can go to tasteofscience.org, feed your curiosity. I actually have a section on my website where I make merchandise for Taste of Science. All of the proceeds go to them. They are a nonprofit organization, so I sell the merch and donate the proceeds to them. And so they have a lot of online, right now they have a lot of online stuff because of, the pandemic. Normally what they do is they go into restaurants and pubs in the local area and they bring scientists there. They have comedy, they have trivia. So a lot of the fun stuff that I do online, they do in restaurants and cafes within your local area. But now those local shows are on pause. So I've been helping them adapt to an online type of thing. So I've been working closely with them, showing them how to do live streams and stuff like that. I meet with them. I haven't met with them in a couple of weeks. They do have weekly meetings. I've just been exhausted. But I've spent many hours helping them develop their online stuff. And here's where you can find them. They're in Birmingham, Boston, Chicago, Houston, Indianapolis, Memphis, New York, Orlando, Philadelphia, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Washington, D.C. If you're interested in bringing Taste of Science to your town, look them up. They're all run by people who are science individuals, whether they're in research or academia. Everybody involved in this, and the head of it, who developed all this, she's a science researcher, and so they bring scientists to the pubs and the restaurants. But now we're doing it online because of the pandemic. So do check it out. They've got, they keep it up to date. They've got math to the power of women. So they even go into all kinds of STEM fields, not exclusively just, science. They do talk about a lot of things. Even fitness. They get into fitness and stuff. So any kind of research. All right. Let me check up on the chat, guys. I've been talking a lot. Let's see. Hello, Heretic. How are you? Let's see. We got all kinds of people here today. All right. Nels. Somebody named Nels jump in and I didn't see. All right. Let's see if we have any questions. Alrighty. All right. We got people talking about lactose intolerance. Arthur, how are you? How are you, Arthur? I didn't see you earlier, so I'm gonna say hi now. Alrighty. Okay, so upset stomach. It's not an upset stomach so much about associated with a thing. I think it might have been viral or a reaction to a medication. Doc Savage says he probably doesn't think it's viral, and he's a virus expert. And so I was just chatting with him yesterday. He's a great person. He's a really nice guy. All right. Let's see. Dairy-free. Milk is sugar and saturated fats. I tend to use almond milk if I'm honest. What's up? That is a long time. 6 weeks is a long time. And I'm finally feeling like it sorted itself out. So there you go. It's the lesser of the COVID. Yeah. It might have been, I don't know. Until I get an antibody test, I won't know if I've been exposed to that. Wow, impressive. Well, thank you, family. I'm pretty excited about my course and stuff. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, we need to adopt the DIN along with metrics. Sure, fair enough, Nether. Does that paper double up if you need to run quickly to the ladies' room? Well, I don't know if I would use notebook paper for that. It might, paper cuts. Nobody wants paper cuts on their rear end. Well, that'll be a sound bite probably for Billy from the, geek room. Don't tell him. Don't tell him that. He'll capture it and he'll use it forever. Oh my goodness. That's me, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Yeah, norovirus run their course rather quick. Yeah, usually. Alrighty. Hello, Brainbug. And Jaquan Rush, what's up? Oh, hey, Jaquan. How are you? Jaquan is a former student. Germantown, 9th grade. Yeah, I'm out in the college land now. How are you? Hope you're doing all right. I do. I have Nina, the science dog. Nina the science dog here, she helps a lot with the moral support. She helps a lot with the moral support. There you go. So let's get into some of this. So I've talked about everything. I think I've talked about everything. Catching up on stuff. All right. Talked about t-shirts. Oh yes, I have some merchandise now on my website, and I'm donating it to donating the proceeds to the Trevor Project. So let me pull that up for you. It's New Pride merchandise. So if that's your jam, let's see. If that's your jam, you can check out some New Pride merchandise that I have, and the proceeds go to the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is an organization dedicated to helping LGBT plus QA plus teens and dealing with being, you know, a marginalized group. Hello, KCA. So here was here's, let me see, where is it? Here we go. Okay, so here is, you can check out this was from last year. It's muted. One more time. Here we go. Science is non-binary. It's a spectrum. But I have new merch and stuff. So we've got really cool t-shirts. This is, let me see. Here's all of, you know, if you're, you know, I have this short sleeve unisex t-shirt. This might be your thing. Pride 2020. There's this. Let's see. And then I also have, and it comes in different colors. And I do have this one, like science is non-binary. And I got little face masks, guys. Science is non-binary. Kind of looks like that. What's up? I got bags. And so all of this, I really like this bag. I think I might get it for me. So Pride 2020, all of the proceeds go to the Trevor Project. And so they're dedicated to helping troubled teens who are dealing with being LGBTQIA plus and all of the different obstacles that come with that, whether that's parental acceptance, mental health, that sort of thing. And so there's a lot of research that shows kids and teens who have support their risk of suicide drops, and the Trevor Project works on things like that. So if that's your jam, something you're interested in, that's the new merch for Pride, and that's where the proceeds go. Just thought I would throw that out there really quick, you know. But hey, alrighty. Hey Steven, how are you? Let me see. It's a big bag. It's a big, and I think it's like 20 something bucks. So it's not too bad. It is a really good, and I'm going to make a small one. Do you also buy the merchandise from LGBTQIA plus private owned companies? I haven't bought any merchandise from those private owned companies. I need to. If you have a list of, Pine Snake, if you have a list of companies that sell that where their main focus is that, I know some charity organizations sell stuff with their logo on it and things like that. And I know certain companies will make Pride merch and never donate any of it to charity, or they might donate $1 of it. So I tend to not do things like that. But if you have a list, you know, post it in the comments, and I'll copy and paste, and I'll signal boost on Twitter as well, because, you know, that's cool. All right, so there we go. I try to do my part with what I got, and so that's one way that I kind of give back. And I still produce Evolution Hour on Wednesdays over on RJ Downard's channel, him and Jackson Wheat. I produce that show. So I try to give back like that as well. All right. So how about we talk about science? We're finally talking about science, and it's only been half an hour. We are going to talk about the latest in science news. We're going to, and I've talked about a raffle. We're going to play a game today on space. We're going to talk about the International Space Station. How can we not talk about the launch? So we're going to talk about the launch, and we're going to look at some of the latest news that's come out in science, in science news. Alrighty. So, first things first, let's talk about the International Space Station. Did you guys see the launch? Did anybody see the launch from the International Space Station? Did you guys check that out? I watched it live. And that was really, really, really cool. I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because we haven't sent anybody to space in a long time, as far as like actual people in the ship. It's been a while. And this is the first time we've used a commercial rocket. The first time in history we used a commercial rocket. So if you missed it, we've got a launch recap here from NASA. Let's have a look and see, where is it? I need to put these together better. So here's the launch recap. Let's have a look and kind of break this down a bit. So this is out of Florida. I believe it was Kennedy Space Center.
We're making history again.
Woohoo! Douglas Hurley and Robert Benkin. Okay, so Jim Bridenstine. I actually met him. A few years ago at one of the NASA socials. He had just been appointed as the NASA administrator. And he did a selfie with us. All of us that were there at the NASA social. He held up, let's get a selfie. And I was just like, that's kind of cool. It was interesting. That was in Mission Control in Wallops, Virginia. I like the suits. I think the suits are cool. I'm digging the suits. I like, clearly, I don't know. I don't think that would have been suitable for like the, vacuum of space. But it's pretty neat. Wow, that was so cool, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Okay. At least he made a cogent sentence this time, Okay. All right. But there you go. All right, so the launch was pretty cool. You saw the launch. That's awesome. Brain bug. That's awesome. Was not able to do time difference. I know the time difference was a pain, but there you go. It went well. Went great. It was pretty cool. Soya should be considered commercial given the prices they charge for us. I see the jerk was watching. Number one jerk was watching. Oh goodness. So yeah, Space Force. Funny show on Netflix, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. So this is pretty phenomenal. This is the first time in history we've had a rocket, a commercial rocket. Now we've had rockets with commercial parts in it, but this is an actual first time commercially built rocket for NASA that's been used. Mel, what do you think of Bill Gates thinking he's an expert in virology? He's not an expert in virology, and I don't think he thinks that. I've actually talked, one of my dearest friends is a virology expert who recently was contracted by the Gates Foundation for, for his expertise. They do actually ask experts, and they paid my friend. So he's not a virology expert, but he just forwards the information he gets from virology experts. One of them's a friend of mine. So there we go. That's what I'm gonna say about that. So Space Force. Is Space Force worth watching? The show I thought was pretty funny. Steve Carell is in it, and it really pokes a lot of fun at the ridiculousness of the whole idea of having a Space Force, and what that means. Because we already had one. It's called NASA, and NASA is part of the Air Force. We already had that. But okay, it's complete and total waste of money. If you're going to do something, just give the money to NASA. Don't make a brand new version of that. It just... Yeah, but I have to say, John Malkovich plays Dr. Mallory in Space Force. It is hilarious. He is absolutely hilarious, and I completely feel what he feels sometimes in dealing with certain individuals. Oh, goodness. Man. Goodness. Couldn't poly. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. All the Gates stuff. Guys, I'll be honest. I'm for the Gates Foundation because of the fact that given you guys in the U.S., science is not heavily funded by the government. And it should be. It should be. And people have to fight for grants. They have to fight for grants. And if you don't get the money, you don't get to work. And so, unfortunately, a lot of science relies on different companies forking over cash for it. And the Gates Foundation has really, really good science. And it's like with Monsanto and stuff. Monsanto has good science. Now, I don't necessarily agree with their business ethics, but the science is sound. Now, Gates, at least Gates, unlike Jobs or Bezos or any of the others, forwards over a lot of freaking cash for HIV research, vaccines, malaria treatments. It's phenomenal. They do a lot of good work. So until people vote in politicians, but then you're going to have politics dictate what science is. So what are you going to do? The science is sound, but hey. Brain Bug does streams to teach everyone about bugs. It's really cool and informative. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Man, let's see. I'd be actually in favor of Space Force if they give the military budget over to NASA. We'd have O'Neill cylinders orbiting the lunar Lagrange points in 5 years. NASA's amazing. So much of what we have now is that we use in our households is because of NASA. But anyway, we digress. We digress here. So let's have a look at, so how old, the International Space Station has been up since 1998. So we've just looked at this launch. Let's have a look at the very first launch, because it's been 22 years now. 22 years since the International Space Station, since the very first launch of the International Space Station happened. And so I've got the first launch. The first launch is here from 1998 when they first launched parts for the International Space Station. So let's take a look at this. Okay.
Soon, I'll be able to look into the night sky and see our work up there with the Big Dipper, the moon, and the stars.
So this is from 98.
Got to see a man walk on the moon. 5 kids deserve to see something as inspiring.
It is huge, like a mountain or a skyscraper, but also huge like the wheel,
The sound is kind of
and electricity.
Из космоса границы стран неразличимы.
So this was a product of many different countries coming together to start putting the International Space Station together, ISS.
That came before us.
So 22 years.
All the great minds still to come.
NASA and its worldwide partners will soon launch the first stages of the International Space Station.
22 years ago from Boeing. All right, now let's see. Let's watch this. Look at how far we've come. Check that out. So that was, we just saw the launch with the smaller rocket. Look at this one. This is what the shuttle, we used to use shuttles like this to send people up and parts and things like that. And now we've streamlined the process. So this is pretty freaking amazing. So
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for engine start. 5.
this is so exciting.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery with a crew of 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend.
There we go. For the parts for, and now we can send people and supplies up in much smaller rockets now from using the commercial world, SpaceX. Oh my gosh. It's still exciting to see a launch. People did this. And I got to see one in person through the NASA social program.
American heroes and one American legend. You can hear that sound for miles and miles around.
Is that Dan Rather?
For your television set.
Oh gosh, I love Dan Rather, if that's Dan Rather. Look at that. No, that's not Dan Rather. That's somebody else's voice. I forgot his name already. Another retired journalist. But there we go.
Plus 48 seconds, there'll be an absolute maximum G-force. This is the
Look at
maximum
that.
pressure. Much less pressure than John Glenn experienced in the old days, but an awful lot of it.
There we go. So this is so cool to see. Even over the past 22 years, we've reduced the size of rockets. We've become more efficient. We can put people in smaller rockets as well as other supplies. So it's pretty awesome, the technology that we see here, because this was the way that we did it for a very long time. So kind of moving towards, more efficiency, less waste. It's really kind of great. Let's see. And the sound. Yeah, the sound is so different, isn't it? Man, let me catch up. Let's see. Alrighty. Yeah, USAF is Space Force X USAF from Dawn on Periscope. Yeah. Okay. If you ask me, we should have fixed the shuttle design and started using it for what it was supposed to be used for, building orbital infrastructure, says Dinah. And Nether says SpaceX, still using the same technology, would love it if they actually invested into researching more efficient thruster models. Fair enough. We need a space elevator, specifically a freight elevator. Wouldn't that be cool? The space elevator would be pretty cool. So there you go. So this is pretty cool stuff here. We've come a long way from where we used to be. 22 years. 22 years of this. And here we are doing awesome, amazing science. So let's have a look. Let's see. And somebody, it was her I think it was her, when is her birthday? It's not until October. I thought it was closer than this. Quick look at somebody who's really cool. The first Black woman, or African American. I just say Black woman, but African American. That's also, if whichever's preferred. It depends on who I ask, and then I respect their particular preference. All right, so she is our first. They say African American woman in space, which is pretty amazing. This is May C. Jemison. So I feel like this is from space.com. She is pretty freaking awesome. So September 12th, 1992, she was the first woman, here, let me see, first Black woman to go into space on the Endeavour. and she works also a lot in mentoring and trying to, break down barriers for marginalized groups. But she's pretty cool. Let's see some of her quotes here. The thing that I have done throughout my life is to do the best job that I can and to be me. I think that's all we all can do at all, is do the best we can. But I wanted to kind of highlight her for a second, because I think it's important we talk about diversity. I'm all for diversity in science. We need different minds, people with different backgrounds coming together to find solutions. And that's something, I think a lot of individuals don't quite understand so much, is the importance of diversity. It's not just the fact that different people are going to have different minds, which means different perspectives, to look for a solution. But also, we tend to forget certain things, certain aspects that are relevant to individuals. One perfect example is airbags. So when they first developed airbags, they didn't take into consideration that women have breasts. And so it became lethal for women to get hit by an airbag. So it's not just diversity of minds with different eyes looking at different minds looking at a project, but different eyes too. Because some things are just going to be left out. Like, as great as I am at, talking about science in a digital form, which I've done for a couple years now, I still had to undergo a peer review process for my course. And I got my notes here, guys, because different eyes are going to see different things. So I've got like notes here that was sent to me with pictures and saying, maybe try this a bit better. I've printed it all out and I'm going through because, I'm going to miss something. And people who have different backgrounds would be like, I don't know that you explained this in a way that I would understand. Have you thought about maybe doing this? And so it's really important for scientists and science in general to get people with different backgrounds to come in and look at a thing, because it's not just about, we need diversity because it's not fair for people who are black or women or whatever to not be in science. It's not even about that so much as you're leaving stuff out, and you can refine your model, you can refine your process and your projects to where it's going to meet the needs of everyone. And different eyes are going to give you different ideas, particularly if their backgrounds are different. If everybody has the same background, come on. Come on. So that's where I'm kind of like, it's not just, we need a diversity hire. You need people with different backgrounds to make better science. That's just how it is. You really do. And I don't understand why people have a problem. Let's see, I was 8 years old when the space station was launched. Mistaken Reaper. Wow. Oh, goodness. Skyhooks. Thanks for the link there, Nether. Well, yeah, so that's kind of like my little soapbox there. How's Scientist Cat? This is Dog. This is Nina the Science Dog. She looks like a furry croissant. I kind of call her a furry croissant. She's doing all right. She's doing okay. There's a little dog. Mr. Shadow Kitty says, I once met a gentleman who told me that he worked for NASA. I replied, wow, you're a real rocket scientist. And that's the first time I've ever said that without being sarcastic. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Alrighty. Let's make sure science is accessible to everyone. Science, love it, yes. And I got to tell you, it's always rigorous going through any peer review process, but it makes you a better scientist, and it makes you a better science educator or communicator. So, I've had 3 people so far go through it. 2 of them have given me bad notes. Some of them are like, hey, let's work on this. Let's work on this. Let's work on this here, and it's useful. It's useful and it's justified. And I'm like, well, thank you so much. This is going to make me a better person. Wait, what? How could engineers not notice that women have breasts? That's the thing. I know, Amiga Nuts, but that's the thing. You don't always think about those things. And so there's stuff that I didn't think about when I was going through making my course. And, one of the people reviewing it has English as a second language. And so the closed captioning on some of my videos is wrong, which means I need to. So if you have like a person where English is not their first spoken language, but it's a second language to them, your captions need to be correct. So I have somebody going, this says this. And they were watching the video through the captions. And so the captions are incorrect. And see, since English is my first language, that's something that I didn't notice. And I should be like, duh, my captions need to be correct on this. But the software is often buggy. And so this person's like, caption says this at this time. You must have said it wrong. Well, I may not have said it wrong, but the software might have, which means I need to go back and fix that. But see, that's where it kind of goes through. So yeah. Oh, thank you. I look great today. Yay. Oh, by the way, this is one of my shirts you can get on my website. Question, hypothesize, experiment, analyze, conclude. You've just scienced. On my website, you can pick up that shirt. How can anyone not notice breasts? Well, if you're thinking about all of this other stuff, little small details like that, you don't think about a woman's body necessarily while you're making airbags, but it's one of those things. So yeah. Scientist dog does science for the biscuits. Yes, she also gives science cuddles, and she requires science pets, like little pats, and she likes her head scratched. She will actually come up under my hand and beg for little science scratches on her head. It's okay, Tony. What's up? How you doing? YouTube captions are pretty good, but when they are wrong, they are hilarious. True. English is my third, and yet I speak it better than many of my native English speakers I meet online. There you go, Nether. That's very, very true. Oh gosh, no software will be able to adequately close caption most things accurately. That's true, Tony. Tony, I mentioned about you donating your shirt that you won for a raffle, so I can go back through that at the end. I don't want to go back through it each time, but I can go back through the end. Scientist Mel, are you saying all engineers ought to be hormonal teenage boys so they think about breasts more often? No, what I'm saying is get women in there because they're going to be able to point out, wait a second, this hits the chest pretty hard, might cause, damage, and kill a person. That's why different backgrounds are important. Different backgrounds are really, really important with that because there's going to be things, like I had mentioned with English as a second language, the way I explain something, how does that resonate with somebody who doesn't speak English as their first language? Science dogs don't bend, they remind. That's true. They do. So there you go. So that's pretty interesting stuff. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the new science news, and then we can play a game. I got a game for us, and we can keep up with points, and I award points through Streamlabs, and we have, remember, the next swag bag I'm giving out. I got a mug. Let me try to pick this up. See, I wasn't 100% prepared. I got a mug, a limited edition postcard with original art with the science of, and I'm pulling something out of my back here. But my back, maybe, let's see. Maybe I'll grab a Pez or something. I got different things in the back here that I have just laying around. Limited edition Sonic the Hedgehog, either this, and I'll sign it, and put a funny thing on there. I got a Batman thing. I got all kinds of different stuff. So I'm going to send you a mug. I'm not certain which one this is. Okay, it has like the logo on it and stuff like that. It has the logo. And then I'll put a special note on the back. So this is original artwork by Livid Unum for the science of. It's called The Visitors. It'd be like if there was an alien life form. That's what I did. I thought you said. So this will be for the next swag bag. So I think I'll probably give this out in July. Whoever has the most Streamlabs points is going to get a swag bag. A special note on the back Gonna grab something from my background here, put it all together, and send it to you. All right. Hello, Math Pig. How are you doing? So let's see. Let's not get too into politics on the Science Ed channel. Well, here's the problem, though. Often politics dictates where the science goes. You know what I mean? We see that so often, so it's kind of hard to keep it completely separate, you know. So there you go. Let's see. Math Pig's here. Oh, I'm going to eat barbecue today for lunch. I'm excited. I'm going to have barbecue, Math Pig. You just cleaned the house from top to bottom. Time to chillax. Fair enough. Let's have a look at some of the latest in science news. We've talked about the International Space Station and the launch that happened 5 days ago. We've talked about importance of diversity in science. Now let's look at some of the latest in science news from the National Science Foundation. So let's have a look here. All right, I like to go to nsf.gov/news. The National Science Foundation funds a lot of research. And so what they do is they'll post what's come out or what's new funding, or they'll post how to get new funding, and they'll also post what latest research has been published. And so what I like to do is kind of go through and have a look. Yay, Vermont. Climate change is a great example of that. Yes, it is. All right, so we've got smart sponge could clean up oil spills. So that's one cool thing. Let's see. Researchers use machine learning to predict heart damage in COVID-19 victims. Scientists conduct first census of viruses and bacteria in Florida Springs. So there's a lot, and this has just come out this week. Atmospheric scientists identify cleanest air on Earth in first of its kind study. Marine disease, how parasites respond to a warming world. Which do you think we should go here? Study shows that dry air drives overlooked changes in how plants use water. A steaming cauldron followed the dinosaurs' demise. What do you guys think? You have any ideas you want us to kind of go through and look? What do you guys think? I'm thinking I kind of want to learn about a steaming cauldron. Yeah, I kind of think, let's have a look at that. New and diverse experiences linked to happiness. Huh. Hey, what did we just talk about diversity? Let's look at that real quick. All right, let's have a look at that. New and diverse experiences. See, me, I don't like to spend my money on stuff. I like to spend my money on experiences. That's why I like to travel. Let's look in this, the parasite thing. All right, we'll have a look at that here in a second. So here, study reveals connection between new experiences, happiness, and increased brain activity. All right, and so we've got a picture of a brain here. We've got dopamine pathways, which are in the blue, versus serotonin pathways, which are in the red. All right, dopamine, that's the one that you kind of, that's what you worry about with the addiction. And serotonin is what we associate a lot with, you know, anxiety or depression and things like that. The cauldron. Alrighty, we're getting a lot of cool stuff. There we go. Okay. So essentially what they're saying here, new and diverse experiences are linked to enhanced happiness, and this relationship is associated with increased brain activity, new research has found. And this is in Nature Neuroscience, and they've got results. So let's see. Is it behind a paywall? Goodbye. Is the question. Is it behind a paywall? What do y'all think? I think it might be. But I would like to see the results. Come on. Come on now. Come on. I'm going to click there. Yes, behind a paywall, you buggers. All right. Well, we'll have a look at the abstract at least. Data availability. They got figures. What? That's not what I want. Why is my... Okay. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Well, let's see what they did. Experiential diversity promotes well-being. And so essentially difference different types of experiences increases your well-being in animal models. What did they see? They're using geolocation tracking. So I was wondering, I'm like, how are you going to sort this out? Geolocation tracking, experience sampling, and neuroimaging. And so what they found, that daily variability in physical location was associated with increased positive effect in humans. This effect was stronger for individuals who exhibited greater functional coupling of the hippocampus and striatum. Remember that image of the brain? That's what they're talking about, different parts. That there's functional coupling. They work together a lot better. These results link diversity in real-world daily experiences to fluctuations in positive effect and identify a hippocampal striatal circuit associated with this bidirectional relationship. Okay, so all they're saying here is people who had different, when they changed where they were, this had a positive effect. So this is probably the reason why I don't like sitting at a desk all day. And so when I'm at whenever they let us back to the building, because I've been working at home, I have a really hard time just staying in one spot. And I'm not very happy if I'm at a desk all day. I like to walk around. I like to change my scenery. So a change of scenery, they're saying, is linked to happiness. So they used GitHub. The raw geolocation data sets generated or analyzed during this study are not publicly available due to the inherently identifiable nature of geolocation data. Fair enough. But they are available from the corresponding authors on request. Code availability. So this was mostly through GitHub. And I want to look at your data as far as like your scans and everything. Where did you get the scans? Figures. Let's look at figures. So they did figures in New York and Miami. Entropy effect associated is linked to hippocampal and ventral striatal connectivity. So they did some neuroscans. I don't know. Those error bars aren't, they're not too huge. That's these error bars. They're not too bad here. So positive and negative effect by day of the week. So they had a negative effect on Wednesday, positive effect on Thursday versus Saturday, Wednesday versus Saturday. So they just picked versus Saturday. Wonder why just Saturday? See, I have so many questions here, and that's the downside. Is sometimes when it's stuck behind a paywall, you can't look through everything. And if you don't have the raw data, sometimes you're like, don't know how I feel about that. Beetlejuice was a better dresser, says Math Pig. Okay, random today. Okay, let's see. Mel, have you seen the study that shows transgender people have brain activity that coincides with their gender they identify with? And what did you think of that? Yes, I have seen that study. And I think, well, that makes sense. Brainbug just subscribed. Hello. Thank you, Brainbug. That's our, that's Stephen Hawking doing his super move. So I mean, but that makes sense to me. There's more to gender than just genetics. A lot of it is the way that the brain functions. There's hormones, and it's a complex type of thing. It's not, well, XX and XY chromosomes. There's so many variations that are associated with just the genetics. And then you have whether or not the cells can receive certain hormones. You have a tremendous amount of variation among individuals on gender as far as how people respond in brain. So yeah, that makes sense to me. All right. Climate change. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Do you feel like do you think I'm talking to you like you're a child, Stephen? I don't mean to do that. Guys, let's not ban people for having different opinions. It's okay. Mel, do you ever reach out to the paper's authors to get a copy? I bet most of the writers would be willing to send them. Yes, I have in the past. Most of them would, and sometimes they post them on ResearchGate, and I do have an account there. All right. Let's not time out people just because they're getting on your nerves. If it's something that's like valid, they're being hateful or mean, that's different. Sometimes people just have a different opinion, and that's okay. All right. Let's see. I'm catching up. Hello, Mama Atheist. How are you? All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Did you know white Irish people were the first slaves? Slavery's been around for an extremely long time. So, all the way back to Mesopotamia. So, it's pretty awful, and it's been a part of history, like civilization since the beginning. Let's see. Checking out gendered norms. Saw something. Gender norms and gender identity are not reliably linked to biomarkers and appear to be largely social mimicry. Possibly, but we do have some biomarkers that show consistencies between people who feel they're a particular gender, and we do see some things associated with that. But, we do need more research on it, honestly. We really do need more research so we can understand it better. Don't time out, Mama Atheist, just for fun. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, no. I didn't time you out for asking a question. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, the Bill Gates stuff, I think Nether timed you out, Stephen, over the Bill Gates stuff. I try not to perpetuate a lot of stuff when there's not a lot of evidence to back it up. And that's been my experience. There's not really a lot of evidence to back up a lot of the things that people say about Bill Gates. All right. Let's look at crud. I'm going back. All right. Let's look at, here we go. Let's see. I really wanted to see the cauldron, and then we're going to look at the parasites. I want to learn about the parasites today. What's the parasites say? Isn't that a movie? That's a movie now. All right. The Chicxulub crater may have harbored a vast, long-lived hydrothermal system. Oh boy, isn't that the KT impact site? Yep, I believe that's the KT impact site. The Cretaceous Triassic. The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. It's about 110 miles in diameter. That was a huge freaking asteroid, guys. So they think that might have been a hydrothermal system that was harbored under there. That was with the KT impact that was part of the extinction of the dinosaurs, which happened 66 million years ago. 66 million Christmases or Halloweens ago. So I kind of 66 million years. Sometimes I think about that in terms of holidays like Halloween. Anyway, what they did, the team recovered rock core samples to study the thermal and chemical modification of Earth's crust and the impact it caused. They show that the crater hosted an extensive hydrothermal system that chemically and mineralogically, that's a new word for me, guys. Mineralogically. I did not know that was a word. It was modified more than 100,000 cubic kilometers, almost 24,000 miles of Earth's crust. So an undersea Yellowstone caldera. That's what they're calling this. Imagine an undersea Yellowstone caldera, but one that is several times larger and produced by the staggering impact that resulted in the extinction of the dinosaurs. So essentially, the asteroid hit, and then it's like 110 miles in diameter. And imagine a massive geyser underneath that. 110 miles. Wow. Gosh. That's something to think about. The team found evidence that the subsurface rivers of water were heated and driven upwards toward the boundary between the floor of the impact crater and the bottom of the Yucatan. Some people say Yucatan. I don't know. And the hot water streamed around the edges of a pool impacted, generated magma approximately 3 kilometers, nearly 2 miles thick, percolated through the fractured rock and rose to the seafloor where it vented into the sea. Boy, this is cataclysmic, isn't it? Gosh, hot water streamed around the edges of a pool of impact generated by magma, 3 kilometers, nearly 2 miles. Oh my gosh. And it came up through fractured rock. Boy, you're not kidding, man. This is pretty cataclysmic. The hot water system was partially intense in an uplifted range of mountains on the seafloor that form a ring around the center of the crater, 90 kilometers, 56 miles in diameter. The rock core recovered from the ring is cross-cut by fossil hydrothermal conduits that are lined with multicolored minerals, some, appropriately enough, a fiery red-orange color. My goodness, who wrote this? Who wrote this? I want to send them a letter. Research News, June 4th, National Science Foundation. That was an exciting read. I'm just going to say that. I really appreciate that. My goodness. That was cool. That's freaking cool. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. Let's see, I'm trying to catch up. Okay. Okay, no worries, Steven. Let's just chill. It's all right. It's cool. Okay. Gosh, yeah. There's no evidence to show that Bill Gates supports eugenics. So we don't have that. If you have evidence for it, feel free to post it in the comments. I'm always willing to have a look. So, Stephen, if you want to post any kind of evidence in the comments, I'll be happy to look at it, if you wanted to do that. Alrighty. So, yeah, so that was pretty exciting read from the National Science Foundation. Alrighty. It's pretty exciting. It's like I get really excited about stuff like this. I probably, it's like, how is she so excited about it? It's freaking, that's awesome. It's awesome and scary. Can you imagine? Man, what we need to do, scientists, what we need to do is we need to take this and apply it to modern day as if that were to hit now. Because that would be a heck of a thing, man. Scientists, we almost did with Armageddon. No, let's say that this happens. How does humanity recover from that? I want to see that film. That's what I want to see. Let's say we get let's say we get something like the KC impact and we get this we could do Yellowstone. But Yellowstone is not near as big as this, like with the super volcano or the super geyser. And people are like, oh my gosh, that's the thing. Well, yeah, okay. Not likely to happen, but if it does, boy, that's exciting, and for all the wrong reasons. I would go see that film. I do like watching some movies like that. Okay, so it's just like, man, goodness, that's exciting. All right, let's do the parasite thing. Let's have a look at that, and then we'll play a game. All right, so let me see. Let's pull this back up. Where was the parasite thing? It was right here. Oh, how parasites respond to a warming world. All right. So global warming is a thing, guys. Just let you know, climate change. A sea star wasting disease pictured here is likely caused by the denso virus. Poor sea stars. So here we go. Warming events are increasing in magnitude and severity, threatening many ecosystems worldwide. As global temperatures climb, uncertainties increase about the relationship, prevalence, and spread of parasites and disease. And so they go into it. All right. The research adds nearly 2 decades of new evidence to a framework showing that parasite-host relationship under climate oscillations. So this is one of those symbiotic relationships, a parasitic one. And so hosts and parasites, of course, are affected by climate change. So much of what is known, so this comes from Danielle Klar, much of what is known about how organisms and ecosystems respond to climate change has focused on gradual warming. So keep in mind, climate change, there is a natural trend where we see, times of warm and times of cold, ice ages, and things like that. We are technically still in an ice age because we still have ice, polar ice caps. But gradual change in temperature. This has been extreme amounts of change since the start of the Industrial Revolution. But now climate change causes not only gradual warming over time, but increases the frequency and magnitude of extreme events like heat waves. So it's not just gradual. You could say it's gradual warming over the past 70 years, or at least the last 50, but it's faster than what we would normally see. Okay, so Klar said that both gradual warming and pulse warming, so that pulse warming is where you have an extreme event like a sudden heat wave. They have influenced ecosystems, and they should. You would expect it, but in different ways. So some organisms, they can adapt and keep pace with the gradual warming, but that sudden heat event, a sudden heat wave, can have profound impacts. That's what Klar is saying. And so what they did, all right, one extreme event pulse was 2013 to 2015. They called that a blob, which has been linked to a die-off of sea stars along the Pacific coast of the U.S. and Canada. Many species of sea stars, including a large sunflower sea star, were decimated by a sudden epidemic of wasting disease. And so parasites seem to be contributing to the Denso virus. 5 years later, sea star populations in the region are struggling to recover. So the sudden heat blasts like that, those blobs of heat or those heat events are affecting sea stars' ability to fight off certain diseases. So that particular situation is favoring the spread of this deadly virus among sea stars. So this is actually pretty important. We can see now that it's the heat waves are affecting marine life's ability to fight off certain diseases when normally they'd be able to handle it. That's what that particular research suggests. Let's see. I'm catching. Checking. See. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to find any questions. No questions so far. How about... Okay, so let's play a game. So also, if you guys want to catch up on the latest news, check out the National Science Foundation. They update it every week. They actually have an app you can put on your phone to get with the latest science news. And they do post, if you're in academia, they talk about different quick grants you can get for different emerging fields. They had one recently for basically analyzing COVID-19 data and trends, that not clinical studies, but looking at trends in general to try to track the virus, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of stuff here. So much stuff. Ocean virus hijacks carbon storing bacteria. Oh, that's crappy. Don't know if that's a good thing or not. Probably not. But there's, as you can see, a lot of climate change information here. You'll find lots of stuff with health. Aluminum may affect lead levels in drinking water. That will be particularly important. And we saw when we checked a while ago, they were doing studies on water being stagnant within pipes of old buildings from the shutdown. How's that going to affect reopening things like schools and stuff like that? So it's a lot of interesting stuff. So do check out this website so you can kind of see, hey, you know, what's going on. All right. You guys ready to play a game? Are we ready to play a game? It's a space one. It's our wheel of science fortune. And I'll keep up with points. I'm going to write it down and then I'll add it in. And this is going to be a lot of fun. What's the name of that app? Hello, Mediocrities Maze. Let me look that up real quick. NSF mobile app. National Science Foundation mobile app. I saw it like months ago. Here we go. Here, let me pull that up because that's a good question. So I got the Science Zone app. There you go. That's the name of the app, Science Zone. It has a bunch of high-resolution photos, a dozen areas of science. They keep you updated on that. You can check it out on the App Store or Google Play. They've got all kinds of people in society, so they've divided it up into different categories. So you can have a look through there. So here's an example, you know, ring-tailed lemur. But it's all kinds of different categories with little tidbits and facts. So you can check it out. It's the Science Zone app from the National Science Foundation. Pretty fun stuff there. All right. Yay! Yes, okay. I think I have caught up on the things. Alrighty. All right, no problem. All right, so now let's play a game, and it's time for, let me see, where's my video? Oh my gosh, my eyes are crossing. Okay, so let's launch this game, guys. You guys ready? This is going to be fun. All right. Time to play our game, guys. If you want to, you can hop over into my Discord. Let me pull my Discord up if you want to hop into the Discord and play. Let me pull up my Discord so you can play along with me. It's in the voice chat on my Discord if you want to holler at me. Don't be rude. I get enough people hollering about me on the internet. So I am in the voice chat. Here we go. So you can have a look. Here we go. I am in the voice chat. You can, I'm connecting apparently forever. There I am. So you can hop in this voice chat too if you like, and play along with me. Tell me what letters you think. All right. So here we go. There should be a link to the Discord chat, the Discord in the description. If not, somebody please feel free to put it into the YouTubes. Alrighty. Okay. All right, here we go. So, round 1. Category is astronauts. category is astronauts. Okay. So what you can do is you can post, if you're in the chat, you can post what letter you want. I tend to go in order. If you hop into the Discord voice, you can talk with me directly. I'm in there now, and you can hop on and play along with me. And people who are in the Discord voice, I give them a few extra points for like getting rid of their shyness. You know what I mean? Alrighty. Let me see. Here we go. All right, so I got the Discord on the side there. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Pine Snake. How are y'all doing?
I'm good.
It's going good. Glad to see you guys here. All right, so let me turn up my speakers and my auxiliary so everybody can hear you a bit better. All righty. So let me...
At least participate a little bit, but I gotta drive home. So Bluetooth headset and all that.
Yes, safety first. All right, so I'm going to put my people down here. We got Pine Snake in there, and we got Kitty. And I'll get you guys some extra points for playing along. Alrighty, so I guess we should spin the wheel. We're team one. We're all a team together. Okay, what do you think, Pine Snake or Kitty? Who wants to go first on this? What letter?
An L.
Okay, Kitty says L. All right, let's see. Do we have an L? Boo, no L. Alrighty. What about you, Pine Snake?
I'll go for an R.
An R? Okay. $600. All right, let's see. We got an R. No R. Gosh, man. Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. All right. Let me see what they're saying in the chat here. I think Dinah said N. So we'll do an N now. So this is an astronauts. That's the category. Guess the letter. The letter N. There are 2 N's. Alrighty. 2 N's. And family says T. Let's see if there's a T. Now, all of this has to do with space. So we talked about all the things today in this. No T. Gosh, that buzzer gets on my nerves. I don't know. It's like, it's pretty jarring. Oh, my goodness. Discord doesn't let you talk in the voice chat? Boo. I'm sorry, family. Nether says H. Let's see. There's 1 H. Nether always picks H. And Brainbug says B. All right. Then we'll go back to Kitty. Think about another letter, Kitty. There are 3 B's. Yeah, she might be driving. That's okay.
No, I haven't left yet. How about... I honestly don't know.
We can pass it to Pine if you want. It's okay.
Pass it.
I'd go with an S.
An S. Let's see. No S. Oh my goodness. Boo. Well, we're at 2,700 points. Anybody have an idea? Probably not yet. You think it's Bob?
I know.
Well, I just spun like a dummy. Let's see. Joan thinks to buy an O, which we can do that in a minute, but we got to come up with a consonant first. The letters that are left are C, D, F, G, J, K, M, P, Q, V, W, X, Y, Z. I just said a lot of letters.
Oh, M.
We already did an N. Mr. Shadow Kitties.
Mike.
Oh, M for Mike. Oh, okay. No M. Let's buy a vowel. Let's buy a vowel. The letter O. Alrighty. There is one O. So we know the first one's Bob. Okay. First one's Bob. All right. Does anybody remember a Bob that we talked about today in the show?
Bob Benken.
Ah, there you go. Let's test that. We're going to pick a K. There is one K. And Pine Snake called it.
Out now.
Yep. We're going to... You guys are correct. Bob Behnken. That's right. He is one of the astronauts that went to the International Space Station. Woo! That is blowing out my ears.
Well,
Golly. I'm going to have to probably mute the sound. Oh my goodness. So, good job, guys. Age of ISS. What's the age of International Space Station? Alrighty, so let's spin this. We got team 1.
That actually reminds me of a funny story about back when I was in high school. We had different academies where you would specialize on different ones. Like there was the Academy of Design and Manufacturing Technology, where like the engineering aspirants wanted to go, or there was the Academy of Design and Multimedia for like the school news people. I was part of the Academy of Scientific Inquiry, and then there was the Sports Science Academy. It was the only one that didn't start as Academy of, because if you went Academy of Sports Science, it would be the ASS Academy instead of the SSA, which is what they did. But
Wow.
funny little anecdote.
That's cool, though. That's cool. That sounded like it was pretty fun. Did you have a good time doing that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I focused on biological sciences. I wanted to do like anatomy and physiology and biology like that. So that's why I went to the Academy of Scientific Inquiry. But I had friends in all the different academies, and it was pretty cool. There was some crossover, but for the most part, if you were going with more like biological or chemistry sciences, then you were in the ASI. If you were going for, I mean, physiology was one that they did in the Sports Science Academy, because again, they were people that planned on being coaches and physical therapists, those kinds of things.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Then the engineers and the AutoCAD people, they were in the ADMT, and then the multimedia students that did the newspaper and the school news show and all that stuff, they had their own academy.
That's awesome. That sounds like it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you got to do some cool stuff.
Absolutely. It was great. It made high school that much better.
Oh, gosh, and we all need that, man. Lord.
In my high school, we were also lucky as well because we got to take Japanese as a foreign language, because one of the Spanish teachers was actually a Japanese woman who she taught one Spanish class, but then they realized they had untapped potential there. They could offer something no other school could. So she gave up her planning period and taught Spanish during her planning period and worked extra hard to make sure that she was able to provide a full, like, 4-year, 4 different levels of Japanese to the students.
Well, that's cool. Well, awesome. That is a nice little anecdote. I'm glad you got to get involved in that. We have Mr. Shadow Kitty just popped in. So how you doing, Mr. Shadow Kitty? I think you're muted. Mr. Shadow Kitty. I think you're muted. But Mr. Shadow Kitty's here. All right. So, back to the age of International Space Station. A couple people, somebody said 21 years, somebody said 22 years. I already spun, so I pushed T because people were saying T for that. All righty. So do we want to spin, or do we want to get more points, or do we want to solve it? What do y'all think?
may as well go for the points.
Go for the points. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so we went with T, And somebody had said 20 was a possible thing. So y'all want to go with W?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 22 years.
Pretty
I think
certain.
it's 22 years.
Yeah, there are 2 W's. So we've got 22. Yeah. We're up to 2,800 points. Do we want to keep going for points or do we want to solve it? What do you think? Amiga Nuts is saying why. I guess we can spin. We'll give that a go. Do they consider... I don't think they consider Y a vowel on Wheel of Fortune. I don't know.
It can be used as a vowel, but it's not inherently a vowel.
Right. Okay. There are 2 Y's. Okay, we're up to 3,200 points. Ugh, echoes. I'm sorry, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Somebody says N. I guess we'll spin one more time. Let's not bankrupt. We're not going to be Trump here. Ah, okay. We came really close to losing the turn. Well, it didn't matter. That's fine. We're all there. All right. We say the letter N. I guess we can solve it after that. All right. Okay, we're up to 3,300 points. Y'all want to solve it? So in case we don't... I don't know. I'm always scared we're going to lose points.
May as well solve it. There's only one left anyway.
Yeah.
Before you start buying.
Right. 22 years. Yay! Good job, guys. Lord, that just like blows out my ears every time. For this app, this program online, there's no way for me to turn it down. So it's like, it's just like blowing out my eardrums every time in my headphones. Oh my goodness. All right. So, ISS experiments. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I feel like this is cheating because I meant to talk about this and we didn't talk about it. See? All right. Let's just see if you guys can guess. Let's see if you guys can guess. We didn't actually talk about this, so this is kind of an unfair question because I forgot to mention it. But that's all right. Let's spin. All right. We are team 1 still. All righty. Okay. Let's see. 600 points. Or just, yeah, $600 points, whatever. All right. Anybody got a letter they want to go with?
S.
S. All right. There is one S. Okay, there is one S. You missed the clue. Please repeat. The clue is International Space Station experiments. We didn't talk about this on the show today, but I meant to, and it completely slipped my mind. Boo on my part, but it's okay. Alrighty. Somebody said P, and we got an R. So let's go with a P, and then we'll do R. There is one P. Yay! All right. We got some action in the side chat. Guys, I can talk about the science of the gender and all of that. I have already done that a little bit on here, but I can talk about that and adoption if you need me to. That way we can handle that. All right. Let's do the letter R because somebody had said that. So forget the R. Well, there's at least one. What do you think, Kitty? What letter should we go with, you think? Let's see.
C, as in Charlie.
C as in Charlie. There are 3 C's. Good job. All right. We're getting there. Let's see. All right. Next one. So, what do you guys think that first word is?
depends. Are we in Dune or are we
Bye.
in our world?
Well, it's,
Oh no, just saying the sea.
yeah, just seen the sea. Yeah. So we've got C's. Yeah, there's a delay between our talking and then what shows up on the other end. All right. Let's see if anybody has any. Space. AmigaNet says the first one is probably space. There's just two vowels there. They say the letter N. Family says the letter N, and some folks want to buy an E. I already spun, so let's do the N first, and then we can buy an E and see where that shows up. Okay, so there's one N. All right. Buy a vowel, the letter E. There are 3 E's. Sweet. Brain Bug is saying space concrete. Do y'all want to solve or you want to get more points? We can probably get a T. Let's see.
Well, it's a risk. I mean,
You don't want the risk? All right. We can solve it then. It
well,
is.
here's the thing. There's only one real letter left, I think. that
Yeah, everything else is
you can
vowels.
get money on, and the most you could possibly get would be the best case scenario, but the chances of bankrupt are higher, you know.
That's true. That's true. And yeah,
Scientism.
it's okay. I get it. And that's correct. It is space concrete. That's one of the experiments that they had on the International Space Station. Ah, golly, I need to do something. I need to monitor the levels or something. Solve. So space concrete. So just as an aside, guys, a couple of years ago when I went to NASA with the NASA social program, one of the things they were doing is trying to see if they could develop concrete in a microgravity environment to use to build in space. So they don't know how that construction works in that microgravity environment. And so making space concrete, and the idea is because since concrete is, it has to be a certain mix of things, trying to get it to dry out, it's like, how do you do that? You know, we can set it out here and dry it. We got gravity. So trying to dry it out in a microgravity environment so it can be used for structure, that is an actual experiment they did on the International Space Station. So yes, there we go. Let's see. This next thing. Stupid thing Trump did. That's related to everything. Well, it's related to space.
Didn't leave for.
He created Space Force as a vanity project because he's very insecure about his manhood and masculinity.
That's right.
He's convinced he invented space.
Space Force.
That's fake news. And authoritarianism, crapping on the Constitution, and I will...
Totalitarianism.
Goodness, Space Force. Everybody's saying it in there. So let's see. We'll do a C, I guess. There are 2 C's. Got to get y'all some points for this. You know, so we can tack it on for the prizes and stuff, you know. I guess we'll spin again. Space Force. I really did enjoy that series on Netflix. It was pretty funny. I feel John Malkovich in that show. If you watch it, you will understand. Gosh, it's hilarious to me. Let's see. Space Force. Let's do, I guess, an F. You know, why not?
Damn, I was gonna leave, but this was so much fun. I'm still sitting in the
I'm glad you're having a great time. You know, we try to have fun here. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we don't. So, all right, 400 points. I'm just filling in the letters now, trying to get y'all points before we go. So we got S. Oh, yeah, there's an R. I clicked R by accident.
so it's not like there's any comparison to like sit here for another however long.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I think we only have one more after this anyway, so 300. Woohoo! Everybody's saying Space Force. I guess I'll do the
It's around far in here.
Yeah. So, all right, and then we'll solve after this. 2,200 points, guys. You guys are right. Space Force. Not just a hilarious Netflix TV show. Actual reality. So. All right, last round. Woman astronauts. We talked about this today too. Let's see. Woman astronauts. Let's spin. Let's see. What do you guys think? Who did we talk about today? It's so easy. I make this too easy, don't I? Lost a turn. Well, we get to go again anyway. It's like when you play like Uno with a person. You just reverse back to you. It's the same as losing a turn for them, you know? It's just... M like Michael. Okay. We lost the turn again, but we don't have any points. Isn't that how it goes? Space farce. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Letter M. There are 2 M's. Let's see. Anybody in the chat have letters? They're having a very heated debate in the chat. Guys, I'll do a show about it. It's okay. I understand a lot of feelings are with certain things. It's
May Jemison.
Mae Jemison. Let's see.
She's an African American astronaut.
Yep. Let's see. There is 1 J. Mr. Shadow Kitty says N. Oh, first time bankrupt. No freaking way, man. First time bankrupt, but at least, you know, at least they're on the tail end of things, you know. We're going to do an N and then an S. Okay. What do you think, Pine Snake? You think it's Mae Jemison? All right. Let's see. We're going to try a letter S. Okay. I hit R like a dummy. Oh, God. See, I'm a terrible game show host. I forget my own answers, and then I hit the wrong letter. This is why I will never, like, be a game show host, or either that or it'd just be hilarious all the time with all my mistakes. There is 1 S. Yay! All right, we're up to 700. Let's see. There's a letter C. I guess we'll...
Her middle initial is C. Yeah.
Her middle initial C. AmigaNet says C as well. I know. Hi, Jericho. I didn't say hi to you earlier. I'm sorry. So, the letter C. There is 1 C. And so the rest are just all vowels. So, I keep moving the goal. Oh, they're not talking to me. Sorry. All right, we'll solve the puzzle. Mae C. Jemison. Yep. Awesome. 11,800 points. 11,800 points. And so I'm going to give Pine Snake, I'm going to give you and Kitty an extra 1,000 for hopping on today. Woohoo! Extra 1,000 points. Yay! That was a lot of fun.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Is this music going to stop? I hate to just cut it off. The DJ in me doesn't... Okay, it finally stopped. All right. So, thank you guys for playing on the show and stuff. This was a lot of awesome, and I'm glad to have you on here, Kitty. That was your first time being on the Discord chat, and Pine Snake, you're almost a regular now. This is cool.
I'm glad that I was able to hop in.
It was great to have you guys. Well, I guess I'm going to finish the show, and please hop on like next Saturday morning if you're able to.
Yes. When I see it's on, I'm definitely gonna be. But I'm not always getting notifications.
Oh, okay. Boo. Okay. Well, we'll try to work on that. I try to notify people at least on Discord too. All right. Well, still 10 a.m. Saturdays. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Kitty and Pine Snake.
Take care, Mel. Stay
You,
safe.
you too. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Bye. Okay. All right, guys. So that was awesome. And that has been our trivia. Woohoo. Yay. And it's always more fun when people join in on the Discord chat and they talk. It's always a lot more fun when people hop on. Maybe we can start doing teams, you know? Maybe I could just have a whole episode to where it's nothing but like Jeopardy style and we have like teams on Discord. If that's something you guys are interested in, you know, hit me up in the comments and let me know or message me on Twitter or something. So we got 11,800 points, guys. You guys are doing a great job with that. So, goodness. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I'm so glad you had fun, Joan. That was awesome. All right, Jericho. Well, I'm going to kind of... You'd play, Steven would play. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Awesome, awesome. So, I guess I'm going to round out the show. It's been almost 2 hours. Wow. The game portion always takes up like half an hour or so, but it's a lot of fun. Okay. Let's read from Mr. Rogers, and I'm going to leave y'all be. Though, one more thing. People like, I'm going to like kind of throw this out there. Not interested in making a Discord account. That's okay, Dinah. It's not for everyone. Michael Roble, yes, you can ask me a space trivia question. I probably won't know the answer, but I will try. I understand, Dinah, of that. Okay, I'm so glad you had fun, Brainbug. I'm not on Discord a whole lot, but I do like it with that, and people can message me there if they need to. I've just been up to my eyeballs. So, I just want to remind you guys that I do make merchandise. I have a whole section on my Blocked By section, and some people find that controversial. Some people are like, oh, this is so controversial and it's petty or whatever, you know, and that's fine. They can call it that if they want to. But, you know, full disclosure, you can go on to scientistmel.com/shop. And having been a person that's had to deal with online harassment, online abuse, people that have tried character assassination things, you know, it's just, they most of the time, like 99% of the time, you know, all it is just, you know, online abuse, harassment or whatever, and it doesn't really actually affect me. But I have had online stalker in the past, still around, that actually affected my real life. And the thing is a lot of times those people will never, ever, ever see any kind of justice because that's still like an emerging thing. And so and I've talked in the past about a lot about online abuse and people who are horribly abusive online and harass other people and stuff like that. They never see justice. They don't. And so while some people might make a video in response and that's how they cope and that's fine, I don't do that. I don't respond to any of that in any kind of videos. I might talk about what online abuse is, what it looks like. I might even highlight some of the abuse that I get on the internet, like on Twitter. But I don't dwell. So what I do is I take the awful things that they do and the awful things that they say, and I make merchandise out of it. And then I donate the proceeds to charity. So there's one individual who was citing incorrect information about depression and anxiety. They were saying that just having religion was a cure for it, and that was incorrect. They also said nihilism caused depression. That's also incorrect. Then they had a lot of ugly things to say about me. And so, and there are other people who have been particularly ugly to me and also ugly to others to the point, you know, all the way until they passed away. So what I do is I put the awfulness that those people do on t-shirts, in coffee mugs, in bags, and then I donate it to charity. because that's my response. So rather than me make a response video addressing that sort of thing, I donate the proceeds to charity. So you can check out my blocked by, and I put all the stuff that I do to charity, I put here. So I got like a blocked by mask for this particular individual, and the proceeds go to the Museum of Natural History in Arizona. I won't talk about why, but you probably know. Here's another person. This has to do with this individual who said I essentially was straw manning them by quoting their own words to them. So I put that on a t-shirt. And that goes to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. So this is my response. You know, I don't make videos, I don't dwell on it, but this is my way of holding people accountable for their poor behavior. But if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to be petty or complain about it, I'm at least going to benefit society somehow towards a solution. I'm not just going to sit here and complain about it for super chats or for views. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, and it's not just me that they bother. They bother lots of other people. They bother lots of other people. And so it's not just, oh, we were mean to just Mel. No. They're mean to a lot of people. So the ones that are mean to a lot of people, that's what I do. And so other people are like, oh yes, I know that person. Wear a t-shirt, get a mug, proceeds go to charity. This person, it also goes to Planned Parenthood. So people are like, well, that's just shabby and classless. Is it though? Is it? Okay, call it whatever you want. That's how I cope. That's how I hold people responsible for their poor behavior. That's my response to online abuse. That's my response to online harassment. And that's what I see. So blocked by this person, blocked by that person. That's how I respond. If you think it's petty, if you think it's classless, if you think it's shabby, if you think it's in poor taste, then I suggest you not super chat to all the people who do response videos on that, because I don't do that. This is my response. That's going to go to charity. People are like, well, what if they make a mug with your face on it? Well, if you donate the proceeds to cancer charities or any kind, if you're so angry or upset at me because I've done this, put my face on a mug, but donate the proceeds to charity at least, because that's what I do. Don't make a hate video about me just for views to make money off of it. At least give that money to charity, because that's my response. Because that's not useful. So there you go. That's my response. I'm trying to catch up on the chats. Okay. Alrighty. Michael says, in 1962, the U.S. launched a very unique satellite that was the forerunner of today's communication seats. Do you know what it was and what it was called? I don't know, Michael. I told you I probably would not know the answer. But see, that makes it cool. I have to go look that up now. Oh, that's like, communication sats. I'm not certain what that is. All right. I'm not certain what that is. Satellites are not fake. Thank you, Jericho. I'm glad you like some of the stuff there. Now, if you're looking for stuff that goes exclusively to charity, that's under blocked by. And that also includes all my stuff for the Trevor Project. I just try to keep all this charity stuff together. And there's links to the different organizations that get that. And I'm making a donation soon because some people have bought some mugs. And that will go to the Museum of Natural History in Arizona. So there we go. All right. Telestar. Is it Telestar? Is that what they said? I don't know. But do check that out. All right. So let me end, when people are like, well, that's not very nice of you to do. Well, I try to default to the side of kindness, but I'm also not a doormat. Okay. I'm also not a doormat, and I don't take kindly to people who go trashing me, particularly when it's not provoked. Or people who don't like my response to things. And so I always default to kindness. I try I try my best to never be abusive. I don't use that kind of language. I will walk away from a discussion before it results to me being abusive. And when a discussion's over, it's over, and I'll leave it alone. So I'm not a doormat, though. You know what I mean? So I refuse to accept abuse or harassment or any of those things. And this is my response. And I tell you, I don't get near as much of abuse or harassment like I used to. 'Cause and answer is above. Was it Telestar? I didn't see. Let me catch it. Answer above. I'm trying to find it. I think that's what it was, Telestar. It was called Echo 1. And it was a silver Mylar balloon. They still have balloon tech that they use, particularly at Wallops Air Force Base, Wallops, Virginia. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so this comes from The Challenges of Interdiscipline. This is The World According to Mr. Rogers. Imagining something may be the first step in making it happen, but it takes the real time and real efforts of real people to learn things, make things, and turn thoughts into deeds or visions into inventions. So let's kind of go back to that and process that. Imagination. So if you remember, I think it was Einstein who said imagination is more important than knowledge. You can always acquire knowledge, but to be able to have that imagination, to see beyond that and what the possibility is, that's really, really important. Imagining something may be the first step in making it happen. So we start with a thought, but it takes the real time and real efforts of real people to learn things, make things, and turn thoughts to deeds or visions into inventions. And so knowledge is great, but if you don't have the imagination to build on that, to see the possibilities, then it's just, it's like a bunch of Legos in a box. You got all the tools there, and you might have the knowledge to put a couple of things together. But if you don't have the imagination of taking that and kind of innovating with it, then that's where you're kind of stuck. So yeah, I love Mr. Rogers. The World According to Mr. Rogers. I got a Mr. Rogers pop as well. All right. So that's cool. That's cool. All right. And we're coming up on 2 hours now. Let me catch up on the chat. All righty. Okay. All right. And as far as the World Health Organization, one of my friends, like I mentioned, who works with the Gates Foundation, he's been cited about 490 times, helped develop the HPV vaccine, has worked all throughout Europe and in the U.S., world-renowned scientist and expert in immunology and virology. He defaults to the WHO's information, World Health Organization, and because they have leading scientists that compile all the information together. So I default to the expert that I know that's been published in Nature and stuff, to what he has to say, because I'm not an expert in that. So there you go. World Health Organization is important, very good resource for people, and they break it down simply. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to end the show now. This has been awesome hanging out with you guys. I'm really glad I got to come back and do this. Seems like I have some topics I need to go over about. We can talk about adoption and gender and all that kind of thing. It seems like that's a hot button issue. So we can talk about that. Also, last thing, don't forget, if you donate at least $5 to a civil rights organization and email or message me the receipt, I'm going to do a raffle. So I'm going to post this on Twitter and on Facebook as well as YouTube, and say, you email me your receipt for at least $5. If you want to do multiple $5 donations, be certain you have a date, everything verifiable, and then I'll throw your name in the raffle, and then I'll pull. Or if you just want to donate like $10 once, that's your name twice. If you donate $50, that's your name 10 times. Let's do it that way. That might make more sense, rather than just individual with all the fees and stuff. So yeah, just do that, and I'll throw your name in, and you can win a McBoomer Rejects t-shirt. Thank you, Tony Designs, for donating your shirt for that. And you can DM it to me in Twitter. You can send me an email with a picture of your receipt. That as well, you can contact me through my website for that, and I'll be able to find it there. So, all right. This is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to end and say, you always make each day special for me. You know how, by just your being you. I'll see you guys next time. Have a super awesome Saturday. Wash your hands, wear a mask when you go out, and stay safe. Bye! Sending squishy science hugs. Nina, the science dog, is taking a science nap. See you guys next time. Bye!